In a bizarre case, a drunk man urinated on a woman co-passenger in the business class of Air India flight in November and left without facing any action. Weeks after the incident, Air India has filed a case and has recommended the unruly flyer be placed on the no-fly list. The Directorate General of Civil Aviation has sought a report from the airline into the incident that was revealed after the woman wrote to the group Chairman of Air India N. Chandrasekharan. We shall take action against those found negligent, said the regulator. On November the 26th, the drunk passenger allegedly unzipped and urinated on a co-passenger in her 70s in the business class of an Air India flight from New York to Delhi. The lights had been dimmed after a meal. After urinating, the man allegedly kept exposing himself and didn't move until another passenger asked him to return to his seat. The woman complained to the crew and told them her clothes, shoes, and bags were soaked in urine. The crew allegedly gave her a set of pajamas and slippers and told her to return to her seat, claiming no other seat was available. After the flight landed in Delhi, the passenger allegedly left without facing any action of his egregious behavior. Disappointed at the airline's handling of the incident, the women wrote to Mr. Chandrasekharan the next day describing what she called the most traumatic flight I have ever experienced. I'm writing to express my deep disappointment regarding the appalling incident that occurred during my business class trip on flight AI 102 commencing in New York JFK yesterday 26th November at 12:30 p.m. and arriving this afternoon in Delhi Indira Gandhi International Airport at approximately 1:30 p.m. This has been the most traumatic flight that I have ever experienced. During the course of flight, shortly after the lunch was served and the lights were switched off, I was getting ready to sleep and another passenger walked to my seat completely inebriated. He unzipped his pants, relieved himself, and continued to expose me to his private parts. The passenger sitting next to me asked him to return to his seat. He did not respond immediately, but after a few moments left the area. She said in the letter. Air India has now filed a police complaint against the man. Air India constituted an international committee and recommended to put the male passenger on the no-fly list. The matter is under government committee and decision is awaited according to a report in NDTV. The woman reportedly wrote that she didn't want to sit on the soiled seat, so she was given a crew seat. After an hour, she was allegedly told by the crew to return to her seat, which was covered with sheets but still reeking of urine. When she firmly refused to take the same seat, she was given another seat, where she spent the remaining 5 hours of the flight. I subsequently learned from a fellow passenger that several seats were available in first class and he suggested to the crew that I be moved into one of those rather than being forced to sit in a soiled seat. Clearly, the crew did not feel that taking care of distressed passenger was a priority. At the end of the flight, the staff told me they would get me a wheelchair to ensure that I clear customs as early as possible. However, the wheelchair deposited me at waiting area where I waited for 30 minutes and nobody came to get me. I finally had to clear customs on my own and collected luggage by myself, all in Air India pajamas and socks, the women wrote, calling Air India crew deeply unprofessional. Air India has expressed strong condemnation and has apologized promptly after an identical incident in 2018 when a drunk man urinated on the seat of a women passenger on New York Delhi flight. This is the latest incident of unruly behavior on a flight. On December 26, a group of passengers beat up a co-passenger on a Bangkok to Kolkata flight on Thai Smile after he refused to make his seat upright before takeoff. On December 16, a video emerged of a row on an Indigo flight in which the stewardess is heard telling the passengers, "I'm not your servant."
Hi, you have been watching our videos on HW News English. But why be content with content in just one language when you can choose from both? Yes, from 1st of January, we are bringing together the repository of our ground reports, interviews and analysis under the umbrella of HW News Network. So, while HW News English will stay as it is, you will now be able to watch our Hindi and English reportage together. So don't forget to watch HW News Network from 1st of January.